Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram.
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 सियावर रामचंद्र की
जय.
श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की
जय.
ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः. ओम श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः. ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. ओम श्री जानकी वल्लभो विजयते श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शंकरं लोकशंकरं समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं नमः श्री तुलसीदास सद्वरिष्ठाय धीमते पूरितं हृदयं येन रामप्रेमामृतेन मे नीलाम्बुजश्यामलकोमलाङ्गं सीतासमारोपितवामभागं पाणौ महासायकचारुचापं नमामि रामं रघुवंशनाथम् अतुलितबलधामं हेमशैलाभदेहं धनुजवनकृशानुं ज्ञानिनामग्रगण्यं सकलगुणनिधानं वानराणामधीशं रघुपतिप्रियभक्तं वातजातं नमामि. So we saw the Bala Leelas of Bhagavan Sri Rama, which are very briefly explained. He might not have done many also, you never know, because he was behaving like a normal human being, normal kid. He might not have done many, but one or two Bala Leelas we have seen, Shishu Leela. And then when they became, all of four of them, they became Kumara, then we saw that all the other samskaras, Yajnopavita samskara, that is Upanayana, was also performed, Vidyarambha happened, and they went to Guru Griha. They went to Vasishtha Rishi's ashram to study. They stayed there, and in short time they mastered everything and they returned. And we saw how he was an ideal student and used to follow instructions very, very particularly, whether it is of gurus or whether it is of mother and father, and all other things also, he was doing along with his brothers. In the last session, we also saw the spiritual significance of this entire Ramayana. What do we mean by Ayodhya? Who is Dasharatha? Who is Kaushalya? Don't change anything. Who is Sumitra? Who is Kaikeyi? Everything we saw. Right? And then what is the meaning behind Sri Rama, Lakshmana, Bharata, Shatrughna? Who are these people? What do they represent in our own life, in spiritual context? Who are they within us? So that also we saw. Now, we started with the backstory of Vishwamitra Rishi, right? Which is not mentioned here in the Ramacharitamanas. But in Valmiki Ramayana, we find the entire story beautifully explained. And therefore, we took from there and we saw, very briefly, we have not seen it completely, but all the important things we have seen. How he was a king before, a Kshatriya, Vishwamitra, born as a king. And then he saw the power of Shabala, Kamadhenu first. Then he saw the power of Brahmadanda, wanted to become Brahmarshi, did lot of tapas, but then so many obstacles also happened in between. He lost his power so many times. Tapashakti was lost. Once to, send Trishanku to Swarga and creating universe. Once because his mind got attracted towards Menaka and therefore he lost the power. But despite all these obstacles, he still continued to perform austerity and became Brahmarshi. Now this Vishwamitra Rishi comes to Dasharath Maharaj's palace. That is where we see now. This is after Doha number 205. Right? 3 Dohas are explaining what happened. So Vishwamitra Rishi comes. यह सब चरित कहा में गाई आगिली कथा सुनहु मन लाई विश्वामित्र महामुनि ज्ञानी बसहि विपिन शुभ आश्रम जानी जह जप यज्ञ मुनि करही अति मारीच सुबाहु ही डरही देखत यज्ञ निशाचर धावही करही उपद्रव मुनि दुख पावही. So Vishwamitra Rishi, when he was staying in his ashram called Siddhashram, which is in present day Buxar in Bihar, near that place that we have that Siddhashram, even now it is there. So when Vishwamitra Rishi was performing yajnas etc. there, he saw that there are some asuras who are trying to create problems. And Maricha, Subahu, these were the asuras who were trying to obstruct that yajna and not allowing that yajna to happen, because yajna is for the betterment of the world by pleasing devatas, and asuras are against devatas, so they will not allow yajna to happen. So Vishwamitra Rishi came and he had heard that Bhagavan is born as Dasharath Maharaj's son. So he also wanted to have Bhagavan's darshan, and then also he wanted to get Bhagavan to protect that yajna and to kill those asuras. Now you see, very interesting story. See, the word is Vishwamitra. Vishwamitra, okay, is the friendly of the entire world, is friend of the entire world. Now Vishwamitra Rishi himself was a Kshatriya before. So he has knowledge of Astra Shastras, everything. He can protect his own yajna. That is number 1. Number 2, now he is a Brahmarshi. So he can even curse those, he doesn't even have to use weapons to protect the yajna and to kill Maricha and Subahu. So he can even use his own power of Brahmarshi. But he did not do any of it. Why? Because he is Mitra of even those asuras. Vishwa includes everybody. He said, if I curse or if I kill, they will go to hell. If Bhagavan kills, they will get mukti. And therefore, it's better that Bhagavan kills. Right? And therefore, he came to ask, Ehu misa dekhav padajai, so prabhu me dekhav bhari naina. He said that when he came that to take Bhagavan, hidden agenda was also there that he wanted to meet Bhagavan and he wanted to have darshan. So therefore he came. When the moment he arrived and soldiers told Dasharath Maharaj, guards etc. that you please come, Rishi has come, Dasharath Maharaj welcomed him, graciously and asked him to come and gave his own asana. Simhasana was given. And Vishwamitra Rishi sat there and they washed the feet and everything. What a Rishi should get, that respect, Dasharath Maharaj did everything. Then Dasharath Maharaj said that there is one good news. I never met you after that I have got 4 sons. So I want you to meet all 4 of them. So Vishwamitra Rishi said, of course, so nice. Nice to hear that, as though he doesn't know anything. When he got all the 4 sons, he just kept looking at Sri Rama. He forgot that he is a Rishi and he is not supposed to do and say something or bless something. Nothing. He forgot all that and he kept on looking. And he was like, what? So Dasharath Maharaj only, very much possessive, okay? Dasharath Maharaj is very possessive. So he said, excuse me, Maharaj, Vishwamitra Ji, you have come here, there must be some purpose. Otherwise, you will generally not come to palace, etc. So some purpose must be there. So whatever is there, you ask, consider it done. Now I tell you Dasharath Maharaj's problem. This is his problem. Without thinking, no, he will promise something. The entire Ramayana happened because of this only. Before thinking, first listen to what he wants. Then you decide whether you want to give. No. You just tell whatever you want, consider it done. So Vishwamitra Ji said, okay, if you think like this, then he explained that, I am doing Yajna in my ashrama and there are these Subahu, Maricha, these two asuras are there. So I want two of your sons, Rama and Lakshmana, to come with me and protect the Yajna by killing Maricha and Subahu. When he heard, Dasharath Maharaj heard, he thought that I will die this very moment. You want to take them away from me, done. My life is over. So he said, Maharaj, Rishi, anything else you want to ask? You don't ask this. This is not something. Why? He said, you see, if you ask for my own life, I will give. If you ask me, you come and protect the Yajna, I will do. Happily, I will do. But do not ask me to send my two young sons with you to the forest and in the ashram and to kill. That is not possible. What if something happens to them? And you see, interesting, very interesting. Many people think that when Dasharath Maharaj said like this, Vishwamitra Ji became very angry. Here Tulsidas Ji says that no, he did not become angry. He actually became happy. Seeing Dasharath Maharaj's love for Sri Rama, he became happy. And he said, Raja, your love is something that I am jealous of. But don't forget your duty. Love is there, but duty comes first. And therefore, Tajahu Moha. He said that please give up Moha. Now you see, this word Moha is also very interesting. Moha in technical sense, in Vedanta we say Moha means what? Delusion. Delusion means considering something to be something else. That's called delusion. Now, one meaning of Moha which is in use, common parlance, Moha means attachment. Moha Maya. That towards samsara, towards the world, towards the family, I am attached. That is also called as Moha. Isn't it? Now he says, give up this Moha, which can be taken in both ways. Number one, give up this love that you have, attachment that you have towards your son. Because he is not just your son, he has come here to protect the entire world. That is number one. Number two, give up your delusion that your son is some common person. He is Sakshat Bhagavan. Don't be scared that something will happen to him, nothing will happen to him. What will happen to him? So please give up this Moha. When Vasishtha Rishi heard that Vishwamitra Ji is telling like this, he immediately came forward. For what? For explaining to the Raja, because he is Kulaguru, you see. He is a Kulaguru of the Surya Vamsha, and therefore it is his responsibility. If Raja is doing something wrong, it should be stopped. So immediately Vasishtha Rishi comes and he explains to Dasharath Maharaj, he gives many reasons why you should send. He says, first, as Muni has said, your sons are not some common human beings. They are Sakshat Paramatma, they are God. Nothing will happen to them, number one. Number two, you didn't have a son. You did Putra Kameshti Yajna, now you have got 4 sons. He is asking only 2. Only 2 out of 4 he is asking now. What is a big deal? Give. Number 3, he is not asking it for himself. He is asking for the protection of Yajna which is meant for the entire world. So he is not asking for some selfish purpose. I want to do like this, and no, this is for a noble cause. Therefore you should go. You should give. Then he said, you remember when Jyotishi came? We had seen the story of Shivji coming as Jyotishi. And that time he had said that one Rishi will come when these children will be Kumara and they will take. Remember, Jyotishi had told, and you should send. So you should send. Vasishtha Rishi says, also one more reason he gives, and he says, even if you consider them as common human beings, please understand that this they going with Vishwamitra Rishi will be very good for them. We see a very elaborate explanation of this concept in Valmiki Ramayana. See, we saw that when these 4 sons went to Vasishtha Rishi in Gurukula, in short time they had finished everything and they returned. Some more, what do you call as, experience of life is required. And we see that when Rama Lakshmana, Bhagavan Sri Rama and Lakshmana are going with Vishwamitra Ji, so many things about life they learn from Vishwamitra Rishi. A famous story comes, no? When they go with Vishwamitra Rishi, first night when they sleep, next day morning, Rishi has gotten up, but these two are still sleeping. You are supposed to wake up before Guru and supposed to finish everything and keep whatever seva is required. You should do it. They are still sleeping. And that is where that famous line is, Kausalya Supraja Ram Purva Sandhya Pravartate Uttishta Nara Shardula Kartavyam Daiva Mannikam. That famous sloka comes in Valmiki Ramayana there only, where Vishwamitra Rishi is waking them up. But that moment they realize that from next day onwards, immediately Sri Rama will get up before Vishwamitra Rishi, Lakshmana will get up before Sri Rama. So, system is set. Not that Vishwamitra Rishi has to tell anything. They understand, okay, this is what it is. So you see, they go there, they learn so many astras and shastras from Vishwamitra Rishi. Vasishtha Rishi knows all these things. He is a Rajarshi, his Raja has become king, no? So they will get knowledge of Astra Shastra. Bala, Atibala, the Vishwamitra Rishi teaches how to live without food, without sleep. That becomes very useful for them when they are in forest later on also. And biggest, what? All 4 of them get married. If they had not gone with Vishwamitra Rishi, who will take them to Mithila and how will everything happen? Nothing. So, even if you consider them to be human beings, this is very beneficial to them. Therefore, O King, please send them with Vishwamitra Rishi. Do not worry. Just send. Now, Dasharath Maharaj has no option. Vasishtha Rishi has said, and he knows if he doesn't do, Vishwamitra Rishi is capable of doing so many things. So, he says, okay, I will do. What? I will send. And he sends Bhagavan Sri Rama and Lakshmana with the Rishi, and they start to go walking. Okay, very important. Not that because they are prince, therefore they will go in chariot. No, they go walking. With Vishwamitra Rishi in the forest, they start to go. Now, as they go forward, they meet one Rakshasi. Okay, let us sing. After Doha number 208. Arunanayana. Arunanayana Urabahu Bisala.
Arunanayana Urabahu Bisala.
Neela Jalajatanu Syama Tamala.
Neela Jalajatanu Syama Tamala.
Katipata Pita Kase Barabhatha.
Katipata Pita Kase Barabhatha.
Ruchira Chapasayaka Guhuhata.
Ruchira Chapasayaka Duhata.
Syama Gora Sundara Do Bhai.
Syama Gora Sundara Do Bhai.
Vishwamitra Mahanidhi Pai.
Vishwamitra Mahanidhi Pai.
Prabhu Brahmanya Deva Mai Jana.
Prabhu Brahmanya Deva Mai Jana.
Mohiniti Pita Tajehu Bhagavana.
Mohiniti Pita Tajehu Bhagavana.
Chale Jata Muni Dinhi Dikhai.
Chale Jata Muni Dinhi Dikhai.
Sunitadaka Krodha Karidhai.
Sunitadaka Krodha Karidhai.
Ekahi Bana Prana Harilinha.
एक ही बाण प्राण हरि लीन्हा
दीन जानिते ही निज पद दीन्हा
दीन जानिते ही निज पद दीन्हा
तब ऋषि निज नाथ ही जिय चीन्ही
तब ऋषि निज नाथ ही जिय चीन्ही
विद्या निधि कहूँ विद्या दीन्ही
विद्या निधि कहूँ विद्या दीन्ही
जाते लागन क्षुधा पिपासा
जाते लागन क्षुधा पिपासा
अतुलित बल तनु तेज प्रकाशा
अतुलित बल तनु तेज प्रकाशा
आयुष सब समर्पिकै
आयुध सर्व समर्पिकै
प्रभु निज आश्रमानि
प्रभु निज आश्रमनानि
कंदमूल फल भोजन
कंदमूल फल भोजन
दीन भगति हित जानी
दीन भगति हित जानी सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय
श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की भगवान started going कटपट पीत कसे बरभात अरुण नयन उर बाहु बिसाला नील जलज तनु श्याम तमाला. Describing Tulsidas Ji doesn't leave any occasion of describing Sri Rama. Aruna Nayana, red eyes like red lotus. Ura Bahu Bishala, strong chest and long hands. Neela Jalaj Tanu Syama Tamala, and complexion like Neela Jalaja, like blue lotus. Kati Pata Pita Kase Barabhata, wearing yellow cloth. Ruchira Chapasaya Kaduhata, and having Tanusha and Bana, having both that bow and arrow in both hands. Shama Gaur Sundara Do Bhai, most beautiful brothers. One is Shama, another is Gaura. I already told you, Sri Rama and Bharata were Shama, and Lakshmana and Shatrughna were Gaura Varna, fair. Vishwamitra Mahanidhi Pai, and they were going with Vishwamitra Rishi, Prabhu Ramanya Deva Me Jana, Mohiniti Pita, Tajehu Bhagavana. And Vishwamitra Rishi had, overjoyed. He could not believe that he is walking with Bhagavan himself. But as they went forward, one Rakshasi appeared in front of them. Taba Rishin, where is that? Sunita Tadaka, Krodha Karidhai. This Tadaka Rakshasi appeared in front. Tadaka means one who beats everyone. Tadanam. So Tadaka is one who beats everyone with her words, with her actions. A dangerous Rakshasi appeared there. She was daughter of Suketu. Again, backstory is there in Valmiki Ramayana. Here nothing is mentioned. And the moment she appeared, Vishwamitra, she said that, "Oh Rama, please kill her." Now Sri Rama, he got the Ajna, but he was hesitating. Why? Because woman, Rakshasi, but woman. In Vedas, etc., we study that women should never be killed, will never be hurt. And now Guru is telling that kill her. She is Rakshasi, agreed, but she is a woman. Can't I do something else by which she will not trouble? Vishwamitra explains very beautifully. He says, you see, anyone who creates problems for Samaja should not be considered whether it is a man or a woman, or from which caste, or from which religion. Should not. Samaja Vighataka Tattva. Anything that creates problem, anything that creates destruction for Samaja should be destroyed. Doesn't matter what body they are born in, because it is not the body that decides. It's their mind, and if they are going to create problem, you have to kill. Okay. So we see again in Valmiki Ramayana, there was a lot of discussion happened. Actually, that Bhagavan was not ready to kill very easily. So Vishwamitra Rishi had to convince him and give him proper reason according to dharma also that it is good, it is right thing to do. And then Bhagavan agrees. And then there is a battle, very deadly war also happens. Here nothing. He says, Ekahi bana prana haralina. With one arrow, Bhagavan killed her. Deena janitehi nijapada deena. And understanding that she was fallen, she became Rakshasi. There is some backstory, etc. is also there. No, I told you. So, understanding that because of some shrapa she is here, he gave her mukti. He gave her his own state, Nijadhama. That's what, Nijapada, that's what he gave to this Tadaka. Now you see, in both avatars, as Sri Rama and Sri Krishna, first Rakshasi that they had to kill was a Rakshasi, not Rakshasa. Isn't it? Tadaka was the first one that he killed here as Sri Rama. In Sri Krishna also we see, Sri Krishna Avatara, Putana is the first one that he has to kill. I am not saying anything. I am just telling that please note this point. When we see the spiritual significance, we will understand what is that Tadaka representing, who is she, and that all we will understand. But please note this, that there is some kind of similarity there. And we will see when Bhagavatam etc. we study, we see that there is some kind of similarity between Tadaka and Putana also. In terms of spiritual significance, there is a similarity. But Bhagavan first Rakshasa or Rakshasi that he has killed is this Tadaka. Then they went forward. Vishwamitra Rishi taught them all the knowledge of Astra Shastra that he had gained. Remember, he had done lot of Tapashcharya, and from Shivji he had learnt all the Astra Shastra. That is all that. Now here very important concept I must explain. What is the difference between Astra and Shastra? As I said, many times I feel that you will know. I assume that you will know, but it's better that I clarify. Shastra is weapon. Shastra is physical weapon. So what you see, say for example, bow and arrow, sword, gada, bala, shula, spear, disc, trishula, all these are physical weapons. They are called as Shastra. And Shastra is of two types. One that is released and another that is held on to and then fought with. Two types. Say for example, now bow and arrow is released. Shula is released. But gada is kept in hand, sword is kept in hand and fought with. Now this is called as Shastra. We also hear in the Ramayana and in Mahabharata and in all Puranas that there are astras. Brahmastra, Aindrastra, Agnyastra, Sarpastra, Nagastra. You have heard this? What are these astras? These astras are powers that can be given to the Shastra. Careful. These are the powers that can be given to the Shastra. And to master one Astra, you have to do lot of tapas. So whoever wants to master a particular Astra has to do tapas. Now tapas concept we have seen earlier. Tapas not just means that you have to stand on one leg and that's not called tapas. Tapas is where you focus all your energy in one direction to achieve one goal. That's called as tapas. So it also includes practice. It also includes practice of mind to concentrate, also includes the practice of body to get into that particular action. Everything is part of tapas. So a person who wants to become master of a particular astra does lot of tapas, and when that astra comes to him, a mantra is given to invoke that astra at any point of time. Okay? So when we used to watch serials, TV serials, Ramayana and Mahabharata, they will hold that bow and arrow like this, close their eyes and then they will chant something, isn't it? Mentally. And then that arrow will change. Correct? Arrow which is pointy usually will change its shape. Sometimes it will take Chandra, sometimes it will be fire, sometimes it will be ice, whatever is there. And then they will release. Correct? And then when somebody has released, then another person also will release. And then one will vanish. And the other one, we understand what is the difference now. Shastra is same, different astras are invoked. Astra is the power which is there in the mantra. So you have to master that mantra, you have to remember that mantra, and you should be able to employ that particular astra at that particular time, correct one. What other person is employing, considering all that, you have to have a right answer to all that, and then you have to think of it and invoke that power into that shastra and then use it. This is the difference between astra and shastra. So when Vishwamitra Rishi is giving the knowledge, he is giving knowledge of all the astras to Sri Rama and Lakshmana. So they are learning there, they are practicing it. Okay, and then they are themselves trying it out. That when this astra, that mantra is given, am I able to use it or not? Is that astra working for me or not? So all the knowledge of astra and shastra, which is very rare, has come to Sri Rama and Lakshmana from Vishwamitra Rishi. Guru. Vasishtha Rishi is also Guru. Gurukula. Now Vishwamitra Rishi also becomes Guru for both of them. Okay. And here he says also, you see, Vidyanidhi kahu Vidyadini, Jate lagana chudha pipasa, Atulita balatanu teja prakasha. He also taught them Bala and Atibala. These are two again powers. What are these powers? With these powers, you can stay without hunger and without thirst. You can manage yourself. Now again remember, when you say it is power, we should not immediately say, oh, it is power means some magic. No, it is a practiced, and effort has to be put to master that power. It's not that suddenly somebody will give in a platter and then you have to, no, it's not like that. Now, because of such explanations, many times we hear that it's a mythology. Where are astras today? Shastras we see. Where are astras today? So that means whatever is explained in Ramayana is not true. Why? There is nothing called as Brahmastra. There is nothing called as Agniastra. There is nothing called as Nagastra. So they do not exist. So therefore, this is mythology, not a history. Now, it's a very foolish argument. I will tell you why. Forget about Ramayana. 300-400 years back, Shivaji Maharaj's time, the kind of shastras that they were using, can we use? We can't even lift Shivaji Maharaj's talwar. Sword also we can't lift. Forget about fighting with it. That is very difficult. We can't even lift it. You see, you go to the museums, etc., and you see how big swords used to be there. At Britishers' time, how big guns they used to use. We can't even hold it properly. When we start to hold it, we will fall with the gun. So just because we can't do it now, doesn't mean they could not do. Our basic premise of such arguments is that we are evolved beings and our ancestors did not know anything. That's the basic argument with which we construct the whole thing. But the more we learn about our history, we realize that our ancestors were much more skilled, much more intelligent, much more wise, and much more strong. So on the basis of this, we should never say that this is a mythology. Not on the basis of that these astras are not available now and therefore. See, there is a mental power which they knew how to channelize. We have not even gone there. Remember, we are still on the level of body. To certain extent, we have gone on the level of prana. Very popular, pranic healing, etc. Isn't it? To that only level we have gone. With mind, we have not even gone anywhere. Forget about buddhi. Buddhi is still further. Mind only we have not understood. How to channelize the, energy of mind. When we will understand, then we will know that so many things that they could do, easily possible. There are many people nowadays also, they say, some people in short time, how can they do so much of work? Because they have channelized their mind. They have made it so single pointed that they don't have to waste their time in other things. Everybody has got 24 hours. Why somebody is able to do everything and another person is just wondering? Not because that person has got more power or more skill. No, they have learned. They are using mind as a tool, as important as body and pranas. We think about body, we want to keep our body healthy. We think about pranas, therefore we feed. Hunger and thirst should not be there, we feed food and water. Same time mind, what are you feeding? How are you training your mind? Now this incapability of ours cannot become reason for considering history to be a mythology. In Shivaji Maharaj times 300-400 years back, all the wars used to happen on the mountains, forts, correct? Today we go there as trekking. See where we have come down? And if we are able to reach there on top, we think that's it. Kar diya maine. I did. You did what? Using all the equipment that we have and help of some people, you reached on top. Those people used to go there and fight. While going, they used to fight. So you see, in last 300-400 years only our skill has come down. Our strength has come down. Are you understanding? Our grandparents were stronger than us, true or not? They could easily walk like this. Today, everything we want, car, bike, bus, rickshaw. Why? We can't. No, this doesn't mean, what I am trying to tell you is, on the basis of this, we cannot judge what was there in the past. Mind you, human capacity is reducing. That's not fault of Sri Rama. You can't say because that is like that, therefore that was a mythology. It's a wrong argument. And therefore the basic premise of this entire argument, and that is we are better than our ancestors, that has to be questioned. That has to be questioned. You see our illam, 1000 years back somebody has built and no work is required. And see what buildings we are building. Every 3 years, 5 years we have to do new things. You go to Maharashtra, you see the forts built by Shivaji Maharaj 400 years back, very strong. But where the fort starts, from there up to village, road that we have built, every 3 years we have to redo. You imagine, how did they do? 100% they had more skill, surely they had more strength. For sure they were wiser because they were not thinking about themselves, they were thinking about 5 generations after. We have become utterly selfish. We don't know whether we are going to live in our own house, whether our children will live there. Therefore, our entire idea is, I want to live here for 10 years, let me have nice. They always thought about coming generations. They built something not for themselves, but for the posterity. We are not. They did it for that. We are not doing. So now you understand our ancestors were better than us. We should never doubt on such matters how it is possible. The same thing with Vimana, etc. When we say, if that knowledge was there, where did it go? It went because of you, such foolish people only, who did not believe in our own heritage, in our own ancestors, who went very far from science. It's our mistake only. We started worshipping religious books, but we forgot to read. That's the mistake that we have done, because of which we have come far. That's not their mistake. Let us not say that, they were like, no, they were way better than us. Even every single thing that they have done, kind of, the more you study Indian knowledge systems, you will be flabbergasted as to how did they even think of this. They have thought about how a village should be to such in detail. Suppose you want to build a village, what should be where? Market should be where, and temple should be where, and houses should be where, and which houses should be where. If you want to build a city, what changes you have to make? If you want to build a circular city, what changes should be made? If you want to build a city which is like a fort to protect, everything planned and given. We never read it. And we want to reinvent the wheel. And then we start doing our own things, and then we fail miserably, and then we start questioning them. That is not right. Understand? As we study these portions of Itihasa, we must understand what did they have that we are not having. This is not to question them, but this is to question ourselves. If Astra Shastras, everything was there, where did it go? Why are we not able to do it today? Right? And therefore, when it is explained, Bala, Atibala and all these Vidyas and all these, it is not that it was directly given. No, they practiced it. They practiced it, and that is how they could control their hunger and thirst. Even today, we have such yogis in Himalayas. Why Himalayas? We have yogis everywhere in Bharata who can control their food and water in such a way that they have not even eaten for many, many years. They are living for 1,000 years. Such people exist. Please don't say it is a miracle. It is a science. They have mastered the science and they are still living. It's not a miracle. And therefore, when somebody follows that, we should not be saying, how? It's a normal thing. How can I do it? That is the question you should ask. How can I also learn? How can I, if you want to? Not that I'm not telling you to have Bala, Atibala. No, but I am saying at least during my sadhana, I should not feel hungry and thirsty. That much I can do or no? That when I want to do certain puja, certain things are there. Can I control my hunger and sleep? When I am sitting in the class, can I control my sleep? That's a basic Bala, Atibala. You don't have to control it for days together. But this much can we do? That we need to practice. Okay. So that is what Vishwamitra Ji taught both of them. Then he took them to his ashrama, gave them something to eat, etc. Okay. Bala, Atibala not to be practiced immediately. When guest comes, you have to offer food. You can't say, oh, I already taught you Bala, Atibala, no food. No. He says Kanda mula phala bhojana dina. Next line only Tulsidas Ji says. Okay. Though Bala, Atibala jate lagana shuddha pipasa. That is taught, still as a guest, he had to offer, he offered. Now when Sri Rama Lakshmana went there, Sri Rama was surprised looking at the ashrama. He looked at Vishwamitra Rishi and said, Maharaj, you got me here, got both of us here, saying that we are supposed to protect Yajna. There is no preparation of Yajna. You said Yajna. So Vishwamitra Ji said, you see, all Yajnas we perform to have union with Bhagavan. I already got. I met you. Now why Yajna? So Sri Rama said, Maharaj, correct. First of all, don't again and again say Bhagavan. No, I feel little difficult. No, because I am not behaving like one. I come as human being. Please allow me to continue my acting. Number one. Number two, you may have got your purpose, but still you should perform Yajna for Loka Sangraha. You should do that. Because Yajna is not just for your benefit, it's for the benefit of others. And mind you, when you will perform Yajna, then Maricha, Subahu will come. Then they will get mukti. Their benefit also has to be thought of. Loka Sangraha mevapi. Bhagavan Sri Krishna will say in 3rd chapter that even if a person has gone that knowledge, still that person should do karma yoga. Why? For other people. And Sri Krishna gives his own example. and says, Arjuna, there is nothing in the three worlds that is my duty. Still I do. Varta eva cha karmani. There is nothing that I must do, but still I do. Why? Looking at me, there are so many people who are doing Loka Sangraha. For them, I should do. So, when Sri Rama told like this, Vishwamitra Rishi again did all the preparation and he sat there to perform Yajna with all other Brahmanas, and they started doing Yajna, and Maricha Subahu came. This Maricha Subahu are sons of Tadaka. Okay, so they have already killed the mother. Sri Rama has already killed the mother. Now Maricha Subahu came, along with them so many other demons and all of them. They are also connected to Ravana. All Asuras, Rakshasas are connected to Ravana. We will see story there. So Maricha Subahu came, and again Tulsidas Ji doesn't waste any time. He said, in one Bana, Binu Phara Bana Rama Tehi Mara, Satajojana Ga Sagara Para, Pavaka Sara Subahu Punimara, Anuja Nisachara Kataku Sagara. In one Doha, he has finished, not Doha, in one Chaupai, he has finished both people. Okay, he said, with one arrow, Bhagavan sent Maricha 100 yojanas. 100 yojanas is around 800 miles. He threw him far. Did not kill Maricha. He threw him away. Sagarapara, near the ocean. We are near Bihar, okay? So 800 miles is towards western side, Western Ghats. So where Mumbai and all these, western side, there Maricha landed with one arrow. Pavakasara Subahu Punimara, and with another arrow he killed Subahu. And then Lakshman ji, he finished all other demons. Okay, no, not much battle, etc. With one arrow threw Maricha away, and with one arrow killed Subahu. Now what is the story behind this? What is the significance behind this? See, Tadaka represents what is called as Durasha. Durasha means false expectations. Any spiritual life will start when we understand that our expectations are wrong. We have studied Bhajagovindam. Bhajagovindam's entire topic is Moha Mudgara. Every single belief that you have, he will take and hammer. Correct? So all those kind of expectations that we have, that money will give happiness, people will love us in spite of everything, they will be nice with us, they will be kind to us, they will remain with us forever. This is all false. Such false expectations need to be killed first. That is the first thing that Sri Rama has done. Now this false expectation gives rise to two things: faults and sorrow. Faults, dosha, vices, negative qualities, and dukkha. Why? Only when I have expectation, I will have to face sorrow. Isn't it? Gurudev's very beautiful quote is there. Disappointment comes to those who make appointment with future. Isn't it? Is there in Shivashri. Disappointment comes to those who make appointment with future. Only if I have expectation, there is a chance of I getting disappointed or sad. So that is one. Another, when I have false expectation from something, then I consider that to be something that I must have, and then I will do everything that is possible to gain it. So all negativities, all vices also will come through that false expectation only. Example given is mirage. When that sand appears as water, this is the wrong expectation, this is a delusion. Then you will run for it. Then you will try to get that water. But all this is arising from what? Considering that there is water. So false expectation gives rise to dosha and also to dukkha. Now, what is to be done with dosha? Dosha are not to be killed, not to be destroyed. They are to be converted into gunas. Your vices are to be converted into virtues. So Maricha, who represents the dosha, is not killed. Actually, Bhagavan makes Maricha into a good person. If we see in story further, that Maricha, the moment he was thrown so far by Bhagavan and near the ocean, he stayed there near the ocean on the shore, and he did tapas from there on to become one with Bhagavan. He became a bhakta. All the negativities which he had turned into positivity. So dosha is not to be destroyed. They are supposed to be converted into guna. But dukkha is supposed to be killed. Therefore, Subahu, which represents dukkha, is killed. Maricha, that represents dosha, is not killed. It is only turned into positive. So this is the spiritual significance behind the entire story. Now, after protecting the Yajna, after killing all these demons and everything, Bhagavan and Lakshmanji, they stayed there for some more time, and along with Vishwamitra Rishi, there were other Brahmanas, other Rishi Munis were there. They used to tell different Puranic stories to both of them. And Tulsidas Ji says here that Sri Rama and Lakshmana used to listen as though they are listening for the first time. He says that though most of the stories are of his only, some different avatar, he knows, but to give respect, he used to listen to all of them. And that is how he stayed there. Then Vishwamitra Rishi said, tomorrow we will see what he said. He said, now it is time to do the next thing. Let us see tomorrow. Veera Maruti Gambhira Maruti,
Veera Maruti Gambhira Maruti,
Veera Maruti Ati Dhira Maruti,
Dhira Maruti Ati Dhira Maruti,
Gita Maruti Sangita Maruti,
Gita Maruti Sangita Maruti,
Duta Maruti Rama Duta Maruti,
Duta Maruti Rama Duta Maruti,
Bhakta Maruti Parama Bhakta Maruti,
Bhakta Maruti Parama Bhakta Maruti,
Veera Maruti Gambhira Maruti,
Veera Maruti Gambhira Maruti,
Gambhira Maruti,
Gambhira Maruti,
Gambhira Maruti,
Gambhira Maruti.
Syavar Ramachandra ki Pavan Sutta Hanuman ki Umapati Mahadev ki Bolo Bhai Sab Santan ki Shri Sadgurunath Maharaj ki Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.